right, macro machiners, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible for 22 minutes. It's going to be 8 push presses, 16 V-ups, 8 over the bar burpees, and 16 weighted lunges. So we're gonna go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so the first movement is going to be a push press. We're gonna start with the barbell and then we'll move to the modifications. So barbell, you're going to either start from a rack or you can start from the ground. If you start from the ground, remember you have to clean that barbell up to your shoulders. When you get it racked on your shoulders, when I mean racked, you are using your shoulders as a rack. So you shouldn't be holding it here. You should be holding it on your shoulder. So you should be able to let go of the barbell essentially, and it should be still staying perfectly still on your shoulders. This is going to prevent extra strain, extra energy, and it's gonna also allow you to really get a good drive upward, and it's gonna keep that body straight. So before we get to the shoulder movement, just a reminder with the push press, we want our knees to go out, not forward. You can see my body moving. So if my knees come forward, my body is gonna roll up onto my toes and my whole body is going to be swaying. We don't want that. So we want our knees to come outward. So when our knees come outward, you notice that I'm not swaying back and forth. I'm just coming straight down and straight up. And the more we come straight down and straight up, the better we're going to be able to drive the barbell where we want it, which is overhead. So we're going to go ahead, get that barbell up. Again, it's racked on my shoulders. I'm not holding it here with my hands. I'm going to come down into a quarter squat with my knees outward. And then I'm going to drive as hard as I can with my legs to push the barbell up. And I'm going to finish it with a press up. Now, once I'm up in the air, my head should be through. My ears should be by my arms here. And I'm going to come back down. And again, you're going to drive, you're going to push up as hard as you can and follow through with those arms. So that's the push press with the barbell. If you don't have a barbell, not ready for the barbell, it's okay. We can use a dumbbell and it's going to be that same movement. Again, we want part of the dumbbell to be resting on our shoulder. So we're going to come into that quarter squat, knees out, and we're going to drive the dumbbell up. And again, our head should be kind of coming through. Our ears should be by our biceps. It should be a straight arm, come down. And as you come down, you can come back into that squat to make it a little bit more fluid and fast. Now we only want to be faster if our form is good. So form over fastness. You can also use a plate and just drive it up, press, and those are the modifications. So a V-up is the next movement. So for our V-up, we're going to come down into a straight line and we're going to come up at the same time as our feet and hands, and we're going to touch those toes. Modifications, alternating legs, knees, or we're just going to come up into a sit-up, regular sit-up, or to touch our knees, or try to touch those heels. You can also do a seated kind of press out. So you coming to help demonstrate? Thank you. Okay, so those are modifications for V-ups. Over the bar burpees. So if you're not using a barbell, that's okay, but let's first go over with the barbell, and then I'll show you different modifications you can use. So you're gonna do a burpee first, then jump over the barbell. That is 1. So come down, parallel to the barbell, come up, jump over, come down. And you're gonna be jumping with both feet. You don't wanna do a weird skip thing. It's both feet, right, Megs? Both feet. And again, no weird skipping thing. It's both feet over. So if you're using the dumbbell, you can just, jump over the dumbbell instead. You can place it a little bit higher if you can and jump over it that way. That will kind of give you more of a barbell height. If you're using a plate, you can do burpees to a plate. So when you come down to the burpee, jump. And the dogs are ready to exercise as well. Okay. So that burpees modifications. The last movement is going to be weighted lunges. So the last movement is going to be weighted lunges. You can, if you have the barbell, you can use the barbell. As long as you can, it's a weight that you can mix with both movements. So again, depending on if it's going to be on the rack or you have to clean the barbell up, you can hold the barbell 2 ways. We can either hold it on our back or we can hold it in a front squat position. The front squat position is going to be just a little bit harder, only because you're really going to have to keep those elbows straight and high to support it. So when we come into the lunge, you want to make sure we're in a 90-degree angle. You're going to really push upwards with that front foot. That's going to help you stand up. You want your chest up, core tight, especially with that weight, especially with the barbell. So 2 ways we can do this. Front rack position, again, my elbows are driving up. I'm holding it in my rack position, just like the push press. I can let go of the barbell, and we're just gonna come down to a nice lunge and support that weight. We can hold it in the back rack position, same thing. Really push forward with that front foot. So you're using a dumbbell, same thing. You can hold it in a front rack position as well. Come down. Same thing with a kettlebell or any kind of other weight. You can also do a suitcase carry where you have 2 dumbbells and you're holding it, but make sure you're really squeezing those shoulders back and not letting it come forward. Same thing with any of the other weight. Don't let yourself come forward. Really drive that chest upward and keep that back straight. So that is the workout of the day, 22 minutes.